Good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. It's the day after Christmas in Kenya. We call it Boxing Day. Back in the day, for those of us who grew up trying to imitate the Americans, we thought that Boxing Day was the day to open the gifts. I don't know how true that was, but although we didn't have many gifts, we used to get like a dress, but we thought it's a day to open the gifts. And back in the day, Father Christmas used to pass through town, and when I say Father Christmas is Santa Claus here, and give the kids candy. Our Father Christmas passed in West Hampton, and I hope you guys had a good Christmas yesterday. And Facebook was blown, actually like blown out of proportion with family photos in pajamas. That's the thing that hit the internet this year. That's beautiful. And I really want people to think about pajamas as something that you put on when you're comfortable fit. You're not just wearing it, you're wearing something loose, it's not tight. And some families took pictures. I don't know if some families kept them on, but it is something that has been around for the past 5 years. I was so happy to see a lot of families going an extra mile to take those family photos for their memories. So if you're finding me for the first time, my name is Penny. I come here probably 6 days a week, and I just want to inspire one person. I'm always looking for one person, even if it's one person a day today. I'm looking forward to educate someone. If you can learn something from me, that would be nice. And if there are things I can teach you or things you can learn while you're watching me for the few minutes that I try to be here, to bring your family together, to give you good friends, to give you like a sense of belonging in your community, that will be an achievement for me. I was thinking about people who are never invited to things. There are people who people don't want them in their events. And I thought about those people in the past 1 week, because I saw some people on Facebook saying that they had nothing to do. But I think with time I have come to learn, as I'm getting older, there are people you don't want in your event, and it's for the simple reason they're gonna come and ruin your event. So if that's one of you, like, I just need to throw that in there, because that's not what I wanted to talk about. I'll talk about that another day. Please don't be that person that people don't want in their event, because you're going to ruin their event. It is pathetic, but you have to do some self-awareness. Anyway, today is Monday, where we talk about goals, and today is the last Monday of 2022. So we're just going to reflect around the year, because, you know, I've been so consistent with this coming on Facebook in the past 1 year that every Monday I kept it that way. It's a day for us to set those goals. Kemto, good morning. So as you've been listening to me around the year, if you have been listening to me, I just want to challenge you to ask you, what have you learned? Have you learned something all these years? And if you learned, do you feel like you grew in any kind of way? Because you can be doing something the same way, and you're not learning anything. So I have challenging questions for you that you need to think about, internalize, and reflect on those things that have happened in the past the past year, which is 2022. If somebody can just sit you down today in like a diner or a restaurant and ask you, Kemto, what is your greatest achievement in 2022? If they can just tell you one, just pinpoint one thing that you feel like you actually achieved in 2022, what is your greatest achievement? Ask yourself. For me, I'm going to share mine and then look at yours. For me, I think taking care of my mom, or my sister coming from Kenya to come to America to take care of my mother, because that was the biggest challenge I was facing in 2022. When my sister came and took over my mom on my watch, and I tried to make it happen, and it happened. I feel like it was my greatest achievement for my mom to be cared for by somebody. So I've had a peace of mind knowing that my sister is taking care of my mom. It was not easy. The other thing I feel achieved, I have been very consistent on Facebook. I am at 90,000 following. I didn't do the math, but from I think I probably had like early January, I had like 40,000 following. So now I gained how many? 40. What is 40 minus 9? Simple math, right? 50,000 followers from February to December. So that's another achievement for me, and I'm so happy that I stayed consistent. Everything that I had planned, how I planned things for me to run my Facebook page, I did that, because you know what, you set goals, you're like, this is January, I want to do this. So for me, 50,000 following in a year, it is a good thing for me, because that means I'm reaching more people. So ask yourself, what's that one thing? I just gave you a few. And even the fact that I took my son to college, Dylan went to college, that was like a great thing for me. Dropping my child, for the first time, dropping a child in college was like a great achievement. My goodness, looking at colleges, visiting colleges, I just have so many, but I'm just giving you a few. But take a pen and paper, write it down, and write your greatest achievement for 2022, because you had goals, okay? And what are those goals? And those goals, how do you feel like you achieved them? If you didn't achieve them, at least you achieved others. But I've given you my biggest ones. Question number 2. What is that one item that you spent money on from January of 2022 to December? Something that you took your money and put in something that you can look back and you're happy about. What is that item? You took your good chunk of money and you put in it. It could be you bought a house, it could be you bought a bag, it could be you bought a shoe. Whatever you took your money and put in an item. Do you know that item? Like one, if somebody asks you straight up. And for me, again, I'll tell you, my money went on traveling. I was in and out of flights. I spent a lot of money on air, in airplanes. I went to Puerto Rico. I went to Mexico. I went to, where else did I go? I went to different places. I went to Minnesota. I went to Texas. I went to so many places. My money was on that one item, traveling. Literally, I didn't buy clothes. I just didn't do anything that I can tell you, besides what I told you, my achievements. I spent money, things that you really like, okay? For me, it was traveling. So, see how hand to mouth. You have to come out of that thing. Mama Ketrova, you have to come out of hand to mouth. You must achieve success. You cannot live in poverty your whole life. You have to come out of it. So what is that one item, okay, that you spent your money on, and you can look back and say, wow. So think about it. And when you think about that, that is like one of your greatest achievements also, because you know what? You put your money there. For me, I put my money in travel, and I went to Jamaica. In fact, I went to a lot of places. I went to Florida. My money was on travel and shopping. So find out where you put your money. Did that thing add value to your life? If it didn't, you can change that. Number 3, what was the best book that you read in 2022? The best book that if I ask you right now, you can tell me, I read this and that book. Okay? What was your best book for 2022? My best book for 2022 is called Necessary Endings. I don't remember the writer. But that book, oh my goodness, I was reading it and I was feeling wonderful. I felt so normal, because you know what? I know how to cut people off. I know how to end bad relationships. I know things not to do, because I'm strong-willed. I was reading the book and I was finding out what this writer was saying is what I was doing. So ask yourself, what is that one book? Because you have to be reading a book. What is the book? What is the book that you read and you finish from page 1 to the last page, and you can just tell someone that, wow, that book was great? Okay? Now, what was the best talk show host or radio podcasts that you listened to and learned something that you can just remember that, oh, I listened to Penny. Oh, I listened to so and so. Oh, who do you listen to? My favorite person to listen to is Myles Munroe. Myles Munroe was a preacher from the Bahamas. He's dead now. When I feel like I don't feel how I'm feeling, in Kisi we say tinyuete, I put Myles Munroe. His teachings are just so relaxing. So who did you listen to? What was your best podcast? Somebody that inspires you. When you listen to them, you are uplifted. Evelyn, how you doing? Okay? And when you look back, what do you think you could have done a little different? Do you think you should have been listening or reading? If you didn't, ask yourself. Number 4, in 2022 to end of 2022, the beginning, January to December, what is that one moment that you remember that you were so happy? And if you were so happy, what was that moment? What made you so happy? For me, again, Doro Sasa. For me, it was finances. Let me tell you, this year, and if you see me here talking, be inspired. This year, I made the most money in my business and on my Facebook page. The paychecks pretty much stayed the same, but I made the most money since I've been in America. This was the first year I made like so much money from hustling. When I say so much, even me, I was getting shocked. You're going to an event and you're making X amount of money. So that has really made me happy. Why? Because I'm able to provide for my children. Why did I make so much money? I changed a few things. Early this year, I wrote things that I was supposed to work on, my business strategies. My husband joined me in the business. I was consistent on growing my following on Facebook. There are things I did a little different. So I was so happy because when you make this much money, then you're able to provide for your family. Because financial freedom is almost everything. Let nobody lie to you that money is vanity. No, you have money first and then say it is vanity. Don't be lied to that money is nothing. No, if you don't have money, I see people here who can't come to work because their cars are broken. I see people here who don't even have lunch money. I have co-workers here who are asking for $10 for gas. I have people who cannot take their kids to college. There are people who did not go on any vacation through the year. Nothing. There are people who could not eat out. In fact, I forgot to tell you, one of the things that makes me so happy is being able to afford seafood, a meal that costs $40 to eat in one sitting. And it's not a lot of food. Crabs, lobster, shrimp. If I can afford that and tomorrow I'm not homeless, I'm okay. So I'm happy to eat. What did I do this year? I rearranged my whole business model. I rearranged the way I was spending my time. I rearranged everything. And made sure that, things were in order for me to be able to be productive. Okay? Number 6. Who is that one person that saw you through 2022? That one person. Write that one person down. Who is that one person that saw you through 2022? For me, it's been my sister Margaret. My sister Margaret might not even know. It's because of her taking care of my mom that I was able to focus on my business. The year before, when my mom was sick, 2021, I could not do anything. I literally was at the hospital. I was in and out of the hospital. I took time off without pay. But for me this year, it's like I just found my sister. I didn't even feel like my sister used to be there because she lives in Kenya. But my sister surfaced. I floated. In fact, I called her husband first because I wanted to get her husband's permission to tap into her because I was like at the end. I was losing it because I could not just deal. For those of you who've been following me, I came out here and I was getting so frustrated with my mom. I could not take it. So I called my brother-in-law and I said, I'd like to ask for your permission if I could tap into my sister to help me with my mom. In fact, I get emotional because I lost it. I lost it. Taking care of my mom, I lost it. I thought I had it together. I lost it because I was in the emergency room, rehab, then COVID. I lost it. Let me stay strong. I lost it. And my sister Margaret, if you watch this, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to, you saw me through, because without you, and you know my mom was counting on me 100%. My mom was thinking, and still thinks, that, oh, what did Penina, she thinks, because she's been with me for so long. So moving her from house to house was the most difficult thing. So for me, my sister saw me through. The fact that my mother was cared for me to be able to do for me to function, because my mom is counting on me, but I was not able to care for her. But my sister came through. Let me stay strong. Okay. Then, what was your biggest challenge for 2022? What was the biggest challenge for 2022? And when you look back, what did you learn from that challenge? What would you do different in 2023? If you did not face a challenge, for me, you see, I'm almost tearing because my biggest challenge was my mom. And I stopped business for almost 2 years. I lost money. I went in debt. I maxed out my credit cards because my mom was in and out of the hospital until my sister surfaced. That's how I was able to get back to business, to be productive. In fact, before, she would even come with me to the flea market. She was coming with me and helping me. It's like I just discovered my sister anyway. So, what is your biggest challenge for 20? I tell you. It's tough. What was that biggest challenge for you for 2022? And how did you come through? And finally, if you've been watching me for the past year, I kind of want to preach self-awareness. I kind of want us to open up our eyes and be aware that we are part of the problems that we have. Self-awareness is something that is going to change your life. You need to be aware that you contribute to a lot of things that happen in your life. Creating self-awareness means that you know what, I played a role in how things unfolded. What role did you play to end up where you are? It can't always be everybody's fault but your fault. And the way I had things planned, by the way, for my mom, this situation that just threw me off, that in fact broke me up with my siblings. Literally, I broke up with my siblings over my mom. I had a plan. I built a house for my mom. I got a second job in 2016, 2017. I literally got a second job. And I put up a 5-bedroom house for my mom. I was thinking by the time my mom hits 80, she should go back home. So I got a second job at night, besides the job that I had on the weekend, like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 3 nights. And I put up a house for my mom. So that way, when she was of age, I could return her back home. That was the plan. After I finished the house, then my mom got a stroke. Right before, she got the stroke, right after she had the stroke, she had the brain tumor, like a brain, she had something like a growth in her brain. Right after them finding out she had something in her brain, she had a stroke. So those events followed one after the other. Then now there is healing. So the plan I had for my mom to go back to Kenya, just went down the drain. And the kids are like, Mom, I thought you said grandma is going back home. I said, I cannot take grandma back home like this. Grandma has to heal. But that's the plan I had. So you could have had plans. I put it together. I knew what I wanted for my mother. Because you know what? My mother has been with me for years. I knew exactly what I wanted for her. But things changed. The health. So you could have had good plans and then things changed. So reflect on that. And today is the last Monday of the year. If you've been watching me, and I'm challenging you again, okay? Don't give up. Stay strong. Create self-awareness. You are your life. You make decisions. You can't be broke every year. You can't be fighting with people every year. You can't be arguing at your place of work every time. You can't be someone who is emotionally unstable all the time. You have to be a better person. You have to strive to be a better spouse, to be a better friend, to be a better co-worker. You cannot just be the way you are from January to December. Some of you, when we see you, we don't want to see you. You cannot be that person who is not trying to be a better person. You cannot always have on negatives. You can not always have a broken car, a dirty house. You cannot always, you're the one who everybody has wronged. No. 2023 is coming. When you set those goals, it's for you to be a better person. Once my sister agreed to my offer to come and take care of my mom, I went and took all my stuff and I started strategizing to bring my business back. I created a business that I had never created before. Probably if my mom didn't get sick, probably if things didn't end up the way they ended up, probably if I didn't fight with my siblings here, probably if my mom didn't get a stroke, all those problems, issues that I got, I could have been not where I am. Those problems that I faced helped me to come out stronger. Mama Ketrava is saying, true for me, I have been hustling so hard to take care of my 2 kids, and this year I had a plan to buy a small plot to messed up by relative. Until now I have to come into terms. Relatives are very dangerous people. Find good friends. A friend will come through for you. Relatives, you don't choose your family, you choose your friends. Leave the relatives alone. Some of my siblings are blocked over my mom because now I'm giving a care plan that I think it's okay, and the sibling is saying another thing. Come on now. How long are we going to be going back and forth? No. I love you, but you know what? Keep your distance, because now we are talking about my mother here. Siblings, yes, love them. Siblings, keep those boundaries. You cannot do away with siblings. They are there. But if they are becoming too much, you have to block them so that way you can move on, because you also have children. You also have a husband. You have a wife. You have your family, immediate family. So you cannot waste too much time with your siblings trying to fight over things, or your relatives. No. Find friends that are going to uplift you. Yesterday, if you watched my video, I told you guys, find friends that are going to uplift you. Find friends that are going to elevate you. Every few years, change friends. Friends are like beaches. Visit different beaches. They have shells. Some are broken, some are full. Travel. And you know, travel is not just to go hang out. Travel is to go learn new things. That is how you improve. Go to a local town. Go to Kisumu. Go to local places you can afford. You will learn 1 or 2 things. By the time you come back to your home, you will learn something new. May the Lord God bless you. Thank you for watching. Please go on YouTube. I'm moving this video to YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because you know what? That's the next thing. So even if you follow me on Facebook, I'm truly grateful. Let's move this to YouTube, because the problem with Facebook, they just shut down. Anytime they wake up in the morning, they send something, they shut you down. But YouTube is a safer space. When I put the videos there, you guys can watch them. You can share them with your family members. And I want to be grateful. So my goal for 2023 is try and grow my community on YouTube, so we can all move to YouTube, where is a safe space. Cheers. God bless you. Please go there and subscribe. I'd be truly, truly grateful. Thank you. God bless you.